Hey, welcome back to Trending on Shaw. It's Phoenix, it's Kate, and a group of panelists who are joining us this morning. It is entrepreneur mom Heather Broad, who is here with us this morning, as well as Julie Friedman-Smith, part of Parenting Power. By the way, what is the name of your book?
It's called A Year of Intentional Parenting.
And it's a great book as well, too, a great read. And Bree Johnson is here, too. Classically quirky Bree Johnson. We'll be chatting with you in just a few moments as well, too.
First, let's get back to some trending topics. And one that
scares me.
This one is kind of creepy that I came across this morning, but we had a good discussion about it kind of over the commercial break. It's becoming trendy to compost your body after you die.
Sorry?
So, along with being cremated and being buried, a new trend towards using your body as fertilization, I guess, after you die.
That's what it's meant to be used for.
So grandma's in your garden?
Well,
you could get
you
make
can get a
zucchinis
plant.
out of it,
like
I guess.
You can put your ashes into this plant, and then it feeds the tree, or it feeds whatever it's like. It's really fantastic, because then you have that tree as a memory of the person. I'm all over this.
We're
I think it's fantastic.
Well,
No,
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to warm up to it a little. It's a little different.
They're saying it takes up less energy, less space. It's more environmentally friendly. There's a lot of pros to it, I guess, if you can get over the fact that your loved one is in your backyard.
Have you seen Heather's expression? Look at her. She's looking like, really? Are you guys serious?
but you don't have to put it in your
You don't. I guess you don't have to put it in your yard.
But when you sprinkle people's ashes, even though I know that's against the law, but when you sprinkle people's ashes in a park, what do you think it's happening to the ashes? They're going down into the earth, and it's all carbon, and then the plants are using it to grow. It is what it's already happening.
I want mine in Disneyland.
There you go.
Sprinkle mine in Disneyland.
I think it's
So I'm planting my tomatoes, and I look
Well, you
over there
don't
and
have
I
it
go,
in your bag and you sprinkle a little bit of Phoenix on every day.
I'm trying to get a feel for this.
No, it's purposeful. It's like around a special plant. Like you're planting something in memory of the person. Then it can grow into this wonderful tree. You can think of the person. I think it's just what was meant to be.
You can avoid your vegetable garden. Go for the
plants.
plants.
Yeah. Skip the veggies, I think. Yeah.
Composting your body after you die.
Hey, it's another option.
Whatever. I'm alone on this one, but I totally love it.
Well,
to each his own.
you know, I still wonder why is it against the law to spread ashes, though? Do you know why?
I don't know.
So it's against the law to spread ashes, but we're okay with composting?
Isn't the wind going to blow it anyway?
Does it seem ironic
I think
to you?
it's ridiculous that it's against the law, but it is, so whatever.
What is this guy doing?
I just have to say what our producer said in my ear. She just said, "You're dead anyway. You won't know."
Exactly.
So,
or you will know, because you'll be looking down and watching the whole thing.
Oh, and you'll be helping a plant grow.
Exactly. Life goes on.
So then
Circle of life.
Can I then decide what I want to be grown in my
you could put that in your will.
I say,
will.
I want to be composted and then come up again as a tomato.
Prickly cactus or something.
Oh, I get it. Julie, you're funny.
Well, one Edmonton man has a bit of a sense of humor. He was laid off from his job, so he put his truck on Kijiji. It's a 1990 GMC truck in Edmonton.
Is he composting his truck?
No, but he wants to resell it. Because of the economy, he had some cheeky little notes there. I don't want to get too far into it because it's not all daytime appropriate, but if you want to look it up yourself, just head to Kijiji, 1990 GMC truck. But quite a sense of humor of the economy in its state right now and him selling his truck. So at least somebody's looking on the positive side, right? Yeah.
Well, with this economy the way it is, and again, I heard more layoffs are being announced, and it's scary. For a lot of people, it's scary. But again, what kind of example? And Julie, are you ready to jump in? You say, what kind of example are you setting for your kids when you do something like that?
Well, so if you're scared about something, what are you going to do about it? You were asking for solutions before, so have your moment, feel your fear, and then make a decision about how you're going to go forward. I mean, Synovus just came out with a new budget yesterday or this morning.
Yeah, that's right.
And they are not, I think they're not predicting of getting rid of any jobs necessarily.
Yes.
They're saying they're cutting budget. So they are looking at it proactively from a place of how do we get through this ebb as we go back up?
Let's learn from that.
Well,
especially
it just doesn't, living from fear, it doesn't really get us anywhere. So feel scared and then move on.
You're right on the
forward.
money, Julie. Good for you.
One thing you can do, whether the economy is good or bad, is take pictures of your children and post them to all your favorite social media platforms. And that's why Bree Johnson is here today with us from Classically Quirky. That is your blog.
Love the name.
Thanks. It's a great name.
Thanks.
And you're going to tell us how to take better pictures of our kids.
Yeah. So I love taking pictures of my kids. I'm a photographer, but so today there's a couple of tips that I use when I take pictures with my phone. So you don't necessarily have to have a DSLR to take good pictures of your kids. And like before I post anything, there's a couple of apps that I love to use just to make my pictures a little bit brighter. So one I will use is called Afterlight, and so I usually will up the exposure and then use the saturation to make it a little bit brighter because I like my kids' pictures to be really, really bright and happy.
One of the pictures we're going to show right now is one, it's quite cute, of your daughter.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. So if we'll pull that one up, and maybe you can tell us what filters you used on that picture.
Okay, so this one, on this one I kind of decided to use like the rule of thirds. So
She's adorable.
In like art classes, they always tell you don't take your picture like directly in the middle. Like give some negative space to your picture. So do it either on the far right or the far left, but try not to center like the picture of your. Don't take it in the very middle every time, and make sure that there's negative space. So push stuff away. Like if you see a blanket or toys, and push them away so you just get that negative space and then just their face.
Where your eye goes right to her eyes.
Yeah, right. And if you backlight people, like face their backs to the light, it's a lot more flattering also, so you don't get shadows.
Oh, look at that.
So this one I kind of like call it in the day of a life. So instead of having her look directly at me, I just kind of followed her around. Like,
are these all with your phone?
Half of them are.
Okay.
So yeah, most of the time if I'm posting on Instagram, I'll just use my iPhone. And then if it's for like a session, I'm obviously using my good equipment, but you can use an iPhone. But this is one where I was just watching her make breakfast and capturing her. Like you don't have to like have them look at the camera all the time. In fact, I think it tells a better story when you don't have them pose for you. And then this one's kind of about cropping. So you don't always have to have a full-length picture. Like if you focus in on the little things they're doing, like you'll want to remember what their hands look like. You'll want to remember, like this was her picking shells at the beach, and instead of it being like a back shot where she's bending down picking them up, I'm like, let's get one of what they looked like. Like what did it feel like to try and tell a story with your picture, right? And then this is another example of where I don't, not rule of thirds necessarily. I did do it up higher, just so they're not in the center, but it was telling a story. Like this was after the day at the beach and they were just talking with each other, and I didn't want, like so many times I see ones where they're like just smiling at the camera.
Posing.
And posing. And I'm like, this was a special moment between a brother and sister, and I just wanted to capture them being together and what it felt like to be together that day. So don't have them pose for you. Just watch what they do.
3 kids, so it must be hard to get them to all
Cooperate.
pose for a picture.
Right? So this is a good way of not having to do that. I like to print my photos because I feel like so many times they're stuck on your computer, they're on your hard drive, you don't get them off anywhere. So there's two places that I love to print my pictures. One's called Origami, and that will print all my Instagram pictures, and I try and have it on a wall and swap them out. And then the other one is called Chatbooks. And so when I post to Instagram, it's kind of like I have an online journal and then one's for my business. So all of my pictures of my kids are in this one Instagram feed, and once it gets to 60 pictures, it will automatically print my book for me. I don't have to worry about uploading them, and it has all the captions below it. So it's like my scrapbook's already done. Wow. I didn't have to do anything, and I like that it's clean. It's not like cutesy scrapbooky. It's just white, and my pictures are the focus of it. There's journaling underneath it, and it does it for me. Every time it gets to 60 pictures, it's done.
That's smart.
So Chatbooks.
We do get to a point where you're right. Smile, and it's like after a while, it's like people are flipping through it like this fast because it's like every picture's the same.
Yeah.
They're just the same, but I love them in the moment.
Yeah.
In the moment shots are fantastic.
And don't be afraid to get on the ground. Like do something from above. Like half the time I'll stand on chairs in restaurants, or I'll stand over my kids and they're like, you're crazy.
Climbing out of the shower.
I'm laying down, on the shower. Freeze, guys. Don't be afraid of different angles. Lay down on the floor if you have to get them playing a game. Like, don't
get creative.
Get creative.
And it's not like we have film anymore. You can delete them if they don't look
Exactly. In fact, I use burst mode on my phone. If I'm trying to get my kids to look at me and to smile, I will use burst mode, and it'll take probably 60 pictures before I can get one where my kids are actually looking. So use that.
There's the answer to your question.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. And try and make them laugh. Like that's the other.
Oh,
yeah. Like instead of
moment,
saying
yeah.
cheese, like I'll be like, okay, on the count of 3, laugh at me as hard as you can, and it's a natural smile. Or I'll turn around and go, okay, on the count of 3, and then when I turn, you have to laugh, so that way their eyes focus right on you. So that's a good way to get like a natural-looking picture.
Ooh, she's got it smart.
So
She's taking
talented.
a different level here,
No.
Miss Entrepreneur Mom. I mean, she's taking it to another level. Good for you. Congratulations. And very
Thanks.
successful.
Thank you.
You're doing great, aren't you?
It's been a good year for me.
Excellent.
Are those apps that you mentioned, by the way, let's post it on
We'll
our Facebook
post them on our
page,
Facebook, yeah, so you can
know.
check them out.
Yeah.
You can also check out breejohnson.ca and get all your tips there.
Yeah, thanks for sharing those photos. This is
problem.
fantastic.
Very beautiful.
I feel like a bad parent now because all the pictures I have of my kids going, yeah.
Oh no.
School pictures.
Yeah.
You need those too.
Turn a little
You
left.
need those too.
That's what makes you a parent, whether you can take good pictures of your kids.
We're not going to be
so
perfect,
much.
Julie.
Exactly.
We're going to try, but we're not always going
Nah,
to be perfect.
I'm not even trying.
Well, some people are saying that the weather that we're having right now is kind of perfect. Maybe not for winter, but maybe for spring. But we're going back to winter again.
Yes, we'll get back to winter this weekend. Not too chilly. Let's take a look at our live shot outside right now. Nice and sunny today. Get outside, enjoy it. Clean up your yard, whatever you need to do.
Spring cleaning.
Do your
It
spring
really is.
cleaning. It won't be as hard when spring actually arrives then. And we are expected to get up to about 2 degrees today, so it is a little bit on the chillier side. And we do have some snow in our forecast for later this weekend.
Well, and that's okay, because you know what? I love skiing. I love the outdoors. So in a way, I want some snow. I'm just saying.
Okay.
We were asking our trending poll question this morning. We asked you to involve yourself in this as well, too. At what age should you be teaching our kids, or should we be teaching our kids about budgeting? Do you remember the last time or when your parents started talking to you about budgeting?
I do. I used to get a quarter, 25 cents, and I could walk down the street to the movie store, which had 5-cent candies, and spend it. So I had to fit everything that I wanted into that 25 cents. And usually I would have done something to get that 25 cents.
Right.
Yeah, I fell into the trap of allowance. I did, and then we just pulled ourselves back out because we didn't have quite an
There's
understanding.
nothing wrong with allowance.
I know,
Allowance
but-
is amazing. It allows our kids to learn
Yeah.
how to use money.
Yeah.
It's just knowing what you're going to do before you go there.
And that was the point. And that's what we had to really work on to really understand that aspect.